and making my birthday today extra special. But I'm honored to be here with you guys, sharing today and sharing Shopley, to be honest with you. So, like I said, I don't want to get too chatty, but Stacy, over to you.
All right. Well, thanks, Nikki. Happy birthday to you. I didn't know it was your birthday. Hopefully you're doing something fun and living it up and doing something that you regret tomorrow, right? And that's what birthdays are for. Well, thanks you guys for being on. It's so exciting to have you guys here. If you caught the corporate strategy session last night, we're going to be covering just a few of those things. If you didn't see that for some reason, make sure you guys go and watch the recording. It was amazing for all of you that came on and you felt like, okay, I need a refill in the gas tank. It's really, really important to plug into those because from the corporate standpoint, there's a lot that changes from week to week. The process of the vendors, how we're onboarding people, different announcements. It's absolutely okay if you're not able to make them live, but take the time to go back and watch it. It's on YouTube, on our Shopley YouTube channel. If for some reason you don't have a ton of time, just do the speed and change the speed and make it a little bit faster and you'll get through it quicker. So on the settings, that's like a tip that I always do when I'm watching replays is I speed up the talking to like 1.25 or 1.5 and then it goes quicker and you get all the information. If you miss something, slow it down, rewind it and watch that part. So it's really important that you guys go back. The vendor portion of how we're onboarding has changed and evolved and become a little bit more automated. So if you're talking to vendors, make sure you go back and watch specifically that portion so that you know how you're onboarding, giving them the right information and equipping them with the right expectations for how they're coming in. Speaking of vendors, we have a vendor that we brought on this week to talk to you guys. And every week now we're going to be featuring different vendors and having them come on and speaking about their products, the reasons why you guys would be recommending them, and just giving you guys some great education on what their product line is, how to speak about it with some authority, how to talk about it, and then what are the advantages of that product. So we're really excited to have the first vendor. This is our first vendor that we've had on this team call. And I've actually known him for, gosh, it's been a long time now. He's been in the industry for, I want to say decades, but you look young. So saying decades makes you sound a lot older than I think you are. But he has built in the industry. He has been a massive leader in the network marketing space and then moved into being an owner and a founder of this company and is now taking that as his main hat that he's wearing. But don't let it fool you. He's built some massive organizations over the years with companies that you probably would recognize. So he's very, very well versed in the network marketing space and how to build teams. And I'm excited to bring on Mr. Rick Gutman. Are you there?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, great to have you on. I'm going to pass it over to you and let us know at the end if you want to do a short Q&A. I'll open it up to everybody. If you want them to just write them in the chat and then you can answer them at the end, we can do that too. Whatever is easier for you and with what you've got in your flow.
Okay. Well, Stacy, thank you so much for allowing me to be here and to speak into your team. And Nikki, happy birthday. It's good to be here with you. Make it a great one. If I could just have your permission, just kind of like speak into your group a little bit too. It's just, I don't know any other way of sharing an amazing product without kind of giving some direction to, because I know that like every single one of you guys that are here, you have hopes and dreams and you want to build a massive organization and you want to be the best provider that you can. And, I've made well over 8 figures in this industry, almost from the start. And I've had a very fortunate career. And there's a couple of things that I looked for that worked in my favor that maybe I could just share with you guys too. And and I learned from some of the best in the industry. And so there was a few things that really jumped out at me when I first stepped in the industry, and that was number one, looking for a unique product, something that was highly unique, something that was highly consumable, and in an expanding market. those three things. And, you know, the product that I'm sharing tonight is called SteloMARE. Myself and Kelly Bangert, he's a legend in this industry as well. He's actually on here watching. And after 18 years of being on the industry, I've been a master distributor. I've been always in the field. I've also been on the corporate side, on the ownership side. I've done it all in this space. And I just love people. I love pouring into people. I love empowering people. And I love to see them grow in their skill set to create an amazing amount of wealth, right? And so when we came across this product from a formulator that formulated a product that's very well known on the market, still does 100 million a year, and that product has done 2.5 billion in sales. And this is his legacy product, and we purchased it from him. We own the company, we own the formula, we own it all. And so this is the first time Kelly Bangert and myself are actually on the vendor side. And what I've seen in the last 18 years is every now and then you come across a product that does much more than you expect it to do. And as I've studied the industry, I love the progression. I love the changes that are taking place, especially with what, you know, Shopley has put together. And I've seen that the companies that are all in the green and not in the red, in other words, in the entire industry, in this almost $300 billion a year industry, it's stem cell products that are putting them in the green. So I feel really blessed to be able to bring something like this to the table that would empower you and give you a product that will suffer very low product fatigue, right? If you don't know what product fatigue is, it's where it's like really hot and then people just kind of get used to it and then they move on to something else. But this product does much more than we expected it to do. And I can't make any health claims or any of that, but when you start taking this 3-in-1 product that I'll go into, you will be shocked at the testimonials that'll come your way, and they'll be very random because this product, it empowers your cells. You have 37 trillion cells in your body that are working together in order to fight off, I can't say certain words, but things that ail you. And so every time we gave this product to somebody who was having some issues in their body, it came back like remarkable. Oh, like I want to use the word bizarre on the health benefits. And so to put a product like this in your hand that would give you that long-term competitive edge and the retention that you're looking for, right? Because you want people to come into your business and stay into your business, right? You don't want them to get tired and go after the next new shiny thing. You want them to have something that will speak for itself. Now, there's probably new people in your organization that are just learning what it's like to be an affiliate. They're learning what it's like to be on the MLM side of things. They're learning what it's like to communicate a message and to share a product. And the new ones are really intimidated, right? They don't know the comp plan. They don't know how to communicate it like Stacy and the other leaders that are on here. And so they want a product that they can hand to somebody, and hopefully that product will speak louder than they can. And when there's a testimonial attached to it, what happens is it amplifies that product. It amplifies that message. And now you gave it to one person and then they told 3, and now those 3 are taking it. And now those 3 are all talking to 3, and it starts working without them even being present, right? It's like a marketing message that is really helping them with what they may not know yet, what they cannot communicate. That's a product that amplifies, right? And so I have some notes here too, and I will be kind of tied to the page just for a few moments, just so I don't miss anything, but I wanted to go into details, especially since this is recorded. right? So most products that you see on the market are a supplement of something that you may be missing in your diet or in your body, and it like works on one area. SteloMARE is much different. SteloMARE is much more than that. It's a trigger that starts a cascade communication of 37 trillion cells in your body, telling each other what they need and mobilizing their own defense mechanisms in 3 different categories at the same time. So on the cellular level, your cells are now communicating in a way that they did when you were in your 20s. Some of you may be in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and after the age of 50, your stem cells start running dormant, right? So out of these 37 trillion cells, we only have about 50,000 to 200,000 that are stem cells. These are like the generals that mobilize the forces and go, hey, we need some help on this side where the body is struggling on this side, and they start helping upregulate those cells so you have equilibrium or balance in your body, okay? And SteloMARE is the only 3-in-1 cell signaling product on the market. There's nothing like this on the market. No one can say, well, we have something like that too. They don't. It does not exist when it comes to cell signaling. So stem cells, just a quick little paragraph here. Stem cells are self-renewing cell reserves that regenerate damaged tissue and replenish dying cells. We need active intervention to protect these stem cells. We need to promote their proliferation, so we have a healthy number of circulating stem cells to offset the effects of aging and help our bodies gain balance, so your body has the ability to stand up against the battles to maintain homeostasis. Okay, so on the stem cell side, on the cellular side, you have that's one of the categories. The second category is telomere support, right? So some of you may be familiar with telomeres. Now, telomeres are the caps that are on the end of your chromosomes, and like the end of a shoelace, right? Kind of have one right here. The caps on the end of a shoelace here, right? They protect the chromosome, and as you over time, they become brittle and they begin to break off. And as they break off, they shorten. And as they shorten, it speeds up your aging. Our product helps support that, to slow that down almost to a stop, to a standstill, which is phenomenal. I can't wait to get some of our studies back. I think we're going to be blown away by that, especially with the testimonials that are coming back. So because of the foods we're eating and the air we breathe and the stress of life we all lead, this causes our bodies to literally rust from the inside, right? So our product, SteloMARE, activates and supports what is called an antioxidant element, ARE, which fights off and kills free radicals that are attacking our healthy cells. So every day, every one of us has stress, whether it's financial stress, marital stress, physical stress, whatever, all of these stress, and the foods that we eat, the air that we breathe, it's causing our body to oxidate, right? Have you ever cut open an apple and left it on a counter and you see how it turns brown? That is called oxidative stress, and that's happening in our bodies every day. Our product at the same time supports that, keeps it active, and has all 3 of these systems working at the very same time. And our formulator likens it to this, like in a car, you have your radiator fluid, you have your transmission fluid, and you have your motor oil. You can't just have radiator fluid and leave the other fluids alone. The engine would not run efficiently. This product supports all 3 of those systems, which those systems are billions of times more powerful than anything that you can put in your body, right? And so now your body is functioning with the right equilibrium or balance that it needs. And this product gives your body everything that it needs for it to do what it was created to do. in short. So imagine all 37 trillion cells in your body communicating with each other to fight off the battles that ail us so your body can do what it was created to do your whole life. I believe with my whole heart, this is a product that you never want to be without. You should take it for the rest of your life, and you will see over time what SteloMARE ends up doing. I've never seen a product like this ever. Now, I want to talk about the value that you have, especially from the price amount, the cost of it. If you were to purchase 3 different products like this, it would cost you upwards of about $400. We took this product and sold it and are selling it for $99. So it's a $400 value that you're getting for $99, and it pays out 80 QV in the compensation plan, which is really high. We're currently selling SteloMARE in Australia, in the US, and in Canada, and we're opening up many more countries throughout the month of October. I believe with my whole heart that this will give your team the retention that you're looking for, and being able to offer a stem cell product that gives your company and this team the winning edge that you're looking for. So that is SteloMARE. I want to maybe open it up for questions. I'm not a scientist, so there'll be some questions that I cannot ask. That I cannot answer. But if there is anyone that has any questions, I'm happy to take them.
Yeah. If you guys don't want to talk, you are welcome to put them in the chat also. We can kind of view there, and then either Rick can read them out loud, or we can just answer them as well. So
Yes.
Rick, you said that do you know what and if you don't know, it's okay, the split is in between the direct bonus that you guys are doing and then the amount that's going to go into the team business building, the upline side of it? Because I know there's like that toggle that you go back and forth between.
I don't know.
Okay. I know I know it's higher on when I looked at it, it's higher on the team bonus side than the direct bonus side, which means you guys, it's one of those anchor products that we've talked about, that will want to get people that they're ordering in repeat over the course of months, because that will flow into the compensation plan through the marketplace commissions. So that's just one important thing of note for you guys to just make sure that you're aware of. Perfect. Thank you, Kelly. And so the direct bonus, this is not going to be something that the affiliates are going to gravitate to as much, which is why it's going to be more of a team building aspect and consumption for all of us, and then getting the monthly recurring orders. So just so that you guys are aware of that context. Is there any questions you guys have? I saw Tim had said that he'd already been on the products for a week and he really likes them. So I know we talked about you guys, Rick, and when we saw him pop on, and so I know a couple people have already ordered your guys' products. And I know Adam's been dying to get some stuff that'll slow down some of the aging. He keeps saying he's getting older, and so I know we're excited to actually order them as well. So
yeah, I've been on the product for about 8 months, and
okay.
it has given me, like, I practically live in the gym, right? So I feel like I've taken some of the best products that you could ever get your hands on in the last 18 years, and I'm not a young man, I'm almost 60 years old. So, but SteloMARE has given me amazing rest, and a youthful energy that I haven't had since I was in my 20s. And this is not a product that has any type of stimulant in it. It gives you that natural energy. Remember that when you were in your 20s and you could like party all night, and then you could wake up and go to work the next day. You remember that? For a long time.
Yeah.
But I do remember how fun that was. And it gives you a natural energy like that. Now, when you give the product to people that actually have some serious issues, that is when you're going to be blown away. It really accelerates when I would say find everyone that that has any types of issues going on, and make sure you put it in their hands. And this is not a product. Kelly doesn't like me to say this, but I'm just going to tell you the flat out truth. And that is, when you take vitamins, it takes about 30 days. Well, you never really feel vitamins. There's a lot of, when you take a protein shake, you don't feel anything either. There's many products you don't feel anything. But when people are struggling in their body, they most of the time feel it within the first few days. And when I asked the formulator, I asked him that very question. I said, when will you feel this? Expecting him to say maybe a month. He goes, 3 days. And I was like, what? And I had this conversation with Kelly and told me, he's like, okay, we can never tell anybody that. But I don't like to create expectation, but what was happening is, like in network marketing, you have a master distributor usually, and then, they bring in other leaders or bring in leaders, and hopefully over time you have like $1 billion company, right? Because all of this cascade of leadership and multiplication takes place. SteloMARE would be like, what if you had 1,000 master distributors at the same time?
Okay.
How would that process speed up? That's what's happening in your body, and that's why it happens so quickly.
That makes sense. So there's like a compounding effect too as well when you start to take it. Okay. That's good to know.
Within hours.
Oh, wow. All right.
Okay, I've got a question.
Yeah, Sharita, go ahead.
Okay, so I know you can't do medical claims. So I'm going to try and word this without saying what I want to say.
Okay.
But chronic. Okay. All right. No, I can say this because it's about me. I have lupus.
Okay.
Okay. I have an autoimmune disease. So depending upon the day, that can affect my skin. That can affect somebody can sneeze 20 feet away and I got something. I have allergic freaky reactions, throughout the body, muscle, joint, that kind of stuff. And what I have found is obviously the better nutrition and the better, I've lost 57 pounds since February because I've altered things, but still shit hurts. And and so I know, I'm 51 or going to be 51 soon. And I know that is only going to get worse, but I've never looked at the stem cell portion of it. And I don't know what that process what effect that has on an autoimmune type response. And I think I said that enough without enough medical, that it was not about me. So can you give me some of that? Because I think that's obviously I know I'm part of an enormous market.
Right.
And yeah, go ahead.
So I have great news for you.
Oh, I love good news.
That's probably about the best I can say, but I have good news for you, because I have heard that we have a few that have struggled with what you're talking about, and it has had amazing effects in that area. And I want everyone to understand here too, because you will get questions like, oh my gosh, I don't want anything to do with stem cells. This is not introducing stem cells. What it is doing is triggering your own, right? If our cells in the body were functioning the way they were in the way you were born, the issues that many people end up struggling with age would be almost non-existent. Right? On the cellular level, like all healing starts on the cellular level. And so when your body is empowered on the cellular level and all those systems are functioning the way they were supposed to, be by when the cells are fully upregulated. See, our cells are not upregulated over a certain amount of time. This upregulates all those cells. So now they can rally, they can gather armies around what your body is struggling with and say, we need a little bit of this, we need a little bit of that, we need to pull on this system. And then now it starts working as a team to stop the effects that your body is struggling with. I would love to hear what happens as you begin to take this product, and it's had positive effects in that, remarkable effects with autoimmune issues, inflammation issues, remarkable effects in those areas, even affecting the eyes, and like just lots and lots of random things where you would go, well, does it help this or does it help that? We never know. It's like your cells know what it needs, and it empowers them, upregulates them in order to bring balance. And when you have balance, those issues tend to be not so serious.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Well, if you guys have any more questions, you guys can put them in the chat, and what I'll do is I'll compile a list and send them over to Rick if we have anything afterwards. And then also in our Telegram, if you guys have any questions, we can put them in just like the general, and I'll make sure and get them answered by asking Rick or Kelly and then getting back to you guys. So if you think of anything after, which is usually what happens after we're off, we're like, oh, I should have asked that. So don't worry, we will get those answers for you. And so thank you guys so much for being on, Rick and Kelly. We appreciate it. We're excited to get out there and try your products and represent them to people. So we appreciate you taking the time today to help educate us so that we are speaking with a little bit more authority and saying the right things and understanding what your product does. Because I know yours is one of the ones on there that's more complex. That definitely needs some education behind it rather than just, oh, it's a lipstick that is pretty self-explanatory of what it does. So I appreciate you guys' time.
Stacey, thank you so much for having us. I sure appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone, have a great night.
All right. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, guys. So the next portion that we're going to kind of move into is just a quick few announcements and just some housekeeping things for you guys to kind of keep track of and make sure that we're aware of. The opening of the month. So at the beginning of every month, we really do need to take stock of where did we leave off at the end of the month, right? So there's always going to be disappointments and things that we have at the end of a month. If whether you felt like you wanted to do more or the person that you were hoping was going to come in didn't come in, part of recognizing those disappointments are to validate yourself and your feelings, right? And we have to always go, okay, take stock of what happened, validate those feelings, recognize them, and then find a way to release them. The only way that you can ever move on from things is when you can actually validate them, recognize what those feelings are coming from, and then find a way to move forward. Those disappointments can come in a lot of different forms. It can come from things that you thought the platform was going to do or places that you thought your business was going to be at. The only way to move past those things without holding on to them is to recognize them and then release them. And so it's very, very important at the end of every month to take stock of that so that you can move forward and open your month correctly and be able to move forward with a clear head, a clear mind, and be able to push on. So as you're starting the month, make sure that you're setting your goals, start with the end in mind and work backwards. So where do you want to finish? How do you, whether it's a rank-based thing, whether it's bringing someone in, whether it's amount of products you want to sell, whatever that goal ends up being, you have to figure out what that is and then work backwards. Break it down into daily habits, break it down into actual usable things that you can do on a daily basis. If your goal is too big for the amount of time that you have, it's really important that you're resetting your goals or finding more time that you can do stuff. And then are they income generating activities? So are the habits that you're creating for yourself on a daily basis actually going to get you to the goals that you've set for yourself? If those things are not in alignment, then your goals aren't going to happen. So make sure after you set your goals, work through what is the actual allocated time that I can put towards my business. Are the things that I'm doing on a daily basis income generating? So if you're sitting there and watching Shoply You for 2 hours every day, your business is probably not going to change that month. And that's okay if that's the goals that you have for yourself as education, but you also have to recognize then that there's no moving forward of the volume, your paycheck, all of those things. So your goals, your habits, all of those things have to be in alignment for you guys to be able to reach what it is that you want. The other important thing is connect with your team and help them through the disappointments, recognizing those kinds of things. What do they want to get out of this month? And I want everyone to really, really, really focus on just get one. I know it's very disappointing. I know it's disappointing for me when you log in and you look at that big fat goose egg of a 0 for your volume when you see the month and where you're starting over from. And so what I want you to think is if we, as a group, as a team, for your team below you, if everyone thinks about if I just go replace myself, find the one person I want to bring into the business, my running partner, the person that I love, the person that I want to work with, the person that that I want to be in my business with me, and you replace yourself with that one, your business, the volume, everything that you had from this last month will stay exactly the same. Now you're not going to grow, but your volume isn't going to retract. Then if you duplicate that, if you do that once every week, your business will duplicate by 4. Or if you do it twice that month, it's going to duplicate by 2. So it's very, very easy for you guys to go and increase your size of your business by just thinking, okay, if everyone goes and replaces themselves, that's all you have to do is get one. Just get one person this month. Who do you want to work with? Who you get to choose, you guys. You get to choose the person that you're bringing in, the person that you want to work with, and that's all you have to do. So that's the focus. Regardless, there's so many verticals, there's so many things in Shoply. Just think, who is the one person I want to work with? Start there, and then everything else will kind of fall in after that. The other portions that I want to kind of just touch on really quick are we have a new affiliate slide deck for the opportunity Zoom. And so if you have anyone that you're like, okay, I want to get some affiliates, how do I talk to them? Get them to one of the opportunity Zooms that we're having this next week. The front end of it is going to be affiliate heavy. And then the second portion of it is going to be the influencer pro side. It's going to break down all of the things for Shoply that will help them understand why they should come as an affiliate. It's a great way for you guys to test the waters, like toe tap people into the idea of Shoply if they're somewhat resistant of it. Because again, it's an easy conversation, right? This is a free entry point. You don't have to spend money. You can come in, start selling some products and make a little bit of money. So that's a very, very easy entry point for a conversation piece. If you're finding that someone might be somewhat resistant to it or is not understanding what it's about, that is a great way to start that conversation with them. And then we've got a bunch of different slides that will kind of walk them through that process. What does it look like? Why is it important? What is the state of social selling right now in the industry? Why should they be choosing Shoply? And the point of that is to get them through an understanding and helping them get to a point where they can make a decision. So that will be happening this next week. Let's see what else. Oh, the last thing that I have to talk about before I bring on Bonzi is there are a lot of things that are starting to come up with questions, right? Because now we have a store, now we have a referral link that we can send out. So what I've created is all of these how-tos. There are a lot of the common things that I've gotten question-wise on how do I do this? How do I do this? So I've created these tutorials that you guys can go to. If you look in the Dynasty group under announcements, under pinned messages, it will be there under how to. There's going to be a page that will have all the how-tos listed on it, and then it'll walk you through all of them. I have a list of things that I'm trying to go through and capture as they come up. So if the very first time you're trying to figure out something, you're like, I don't know how to do this. Look there first and see if we already have made a tutorial for you guys to be able to navigate through and do that. And then secondarily, send a message to somebody to ask for help. So if there's things that start to come up for you guys that you are like, oh, it'd be great if we knew how to do this, please let me know. Like, shoot me a message. Hey, it would be great to have a tutorial on how to, I know one that's come up a lot is how to do the e-wallet stuff. So that's like top priority on my list, is to walk you guys through that process. So please make sure and let me know if there's things that you guys would like included on the how-to. Leaders, if you're getting a lot of the same questions over and over again, let me know as well, because I can do those how-tos also. All right, well, I'm gonna stop talking and bring on Bonzi. Bonzi, if you don't know who he has been in the industry for a very long time, and is, I would say, one of the most highly personally developed people that I know. He has spent a very, very long time working directly with some major people in the industry, major people in personal development, and has a high level of how to build this business, the right mindset you have to build this business, and the leadership qualities you have to have. And so the things that he says, the knowledge that he's pulling from, he's built very, very large businesses, large organizations in this industry. And so I think it's a privilege for us to have him on. He's coming to us. It looks like you got rid of your plants, Bonzi. So I guess the hurricane didn't get you. I know he yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, was zooming in, and he had all of his plants behind him because he had to bring them in because of the hurricane. So I'm so happy to have you here, Bonzi, and pouring into the team and sharing your knowledge and your experience. So I'm going to welcome Bonzi.
Awesome. Thank you, Stacy. Before I begin, I want to say thank you, everyone, for taking the time to come to here to join our team, to join what we do. So I'm grateful for all of you to be tonight. And of course, I'm going to go back to you, Adam and Stacy. You are amazing, and not about kissing you like like put you in a pedestal, but your strength is unbelievable. Adam, we appreciate you allow Stacy to use her strength, because that's definitely not my strength on how and all that kind of stuff. I am visionary, but I'm definitely not the how person. So, which is tie into what I want to talk about. So, if you compare it to what we do, you want to sell, because as you can see, Shoply is not completely 100% ready yet, as you can also still beta wise. So what does that mean? It just means, what do you want to, that's the how part. That's what Stacy's so good at, right? What we want to sell for me is the why. Why are you doing it? Why you want to be part of it? There's actually a book, Simon Singh. I have studied that book. I have read that book. I recommend highly pick up that book, especially you are in the early stage of this part of the business wise. It will tell you start with why. People will listen to you because of your reason why, not the how part. The how, especially some of you are brand new, never done it before, and especially when it comes to this business wise. It's the visionary and why you want to do it. People will remember that. That's the most important thing. And if you want to be successful in this business, the next level is this: you must own your own vision. What does that mean? It means, like, listen, okay, you have to take ownership of why you want to do this. You have to take ownership of the business. You have the ownership of your team. If you don't have a team, you have yourself. At the end of the day, if you want to help people, and let me back 2 steps. My reason why I'm doing this, I would love to help people. And like Stacy said earlier in the video, said, hey, you get to work with people who you want to work with. And that's the key thing. Speak it out loud. You don't want to work with them, you don't want to work with them. You know what? If it happened, it's happened. It doesn't, you're not going to get everything you want. But at the end of the day, you get to choose who you want, what you want with that. That's what this business is so cool about it. That is the why. Why for me is, like, I love helping people. And that's my passion. But at the end of the day, you can't help people if you don't have if you don't have a team that you recruit personally. You can't put a team together. If you don't have a team that you recruit personally, you can't put the team together. So you must help yourself before you can help others. Like my teacher always said, John C. Maxwell talks about, you cannot give something you do not have. You cannot give something you do not have. So you want to develop yourself, grow yourself. So with that, I'm going to share with you what he taught me, John C. Maxwell, which we took it personally. With my last company we were with, we learned from him personally for 1 year on the table wise. And he talks about an X. I have an X for you. Believe me or not, I had Shelly order me this X, my girlfriend, and say, babe, why you want an X? Like, you live in the city, right? There's no tree around. I said, the only tree you have is palm tree. You're going to chop something out? No, I want to show an analogy. This is an X, okay? My dad, John C. Maxwell, talks about this. He said, what do you want to do? Is every day you wake up, okay, you pick up this, imagine a big X. You go to the tree, biggest tree you can imagine. You hit it 5 times, just 5 times, and you put it down. You go home, you do what you think, whatever, you go inside the house. Next day, you do the same thing, hit it 5 times. Guess what? It just a matter of time that trees will come down. But too many times that what we do is we chop 5 times and there's no way it's going to be knocked down. Hit 5 times, a little chip fell out. Hit 5 times, it is barely cut through anything. Nothing's going to happen. Create consistency. That's what Stacey was just talking about. It's your daily habit. What are you doing 5 things towards this? And I was related to this. It's like, what are you doing 5 things toward this? Are you connecting with people? Are you learning something? Are you growing yourself? Anything to do with 5 things tie into it, it will help you succeed. It's like chopping the tree 5 times. This is very, very important. It's consistency. Never stop. It doesn't matter who joined. It doesn't matter who doesn't believe you. It doesn't matter if people think it's a pyramid. It does not matter anything else. You just chop 5 times. 5 times is basically consistency of what you're doing, who you're connecting with, who you invite, and how you grow yourself, how you develop yourself. And like anything else, this is visionary. We need you. You are a pioneer. We need you visionary. And as visionary, you can't sell something you do not own. Ladies and gentlemen, you must own your vision. What is your reason why you're doing this? You must own it. You can't expect your upline, you can expect the company to do this, that it will happen, it will fall in place. It is you, your team, I look up to you. They watch everything you do and everything you say. If you don't follow through what you say, what you do, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, you will lose credibility. That is the worst thing you can ever do with people-wise. People need to know that you mean it, what you say what you mean. With that, stay consistent. Get out there and knock out 5 times. Figure out what are your 5 things you can do toward every single day. 5 things. If you do that, I promise you, you will hit your goal, your position wise. At the end of the day, you got to know why you're doing this. If you don't know, you don't have a reason why, it's going to be very hard for you because the company is not 100% yet, not all the products yet. The how part, ladies and gentlemen, you think about the how part. You got amazing Stacey. They have all this tool and material for you. All we got to do is hop on. What do we need to do? Stacey, go look, what she's creating is unbelievable. We are so blessed. Not too many team in the organization of Shopley has this. She created this. We are part of the amazing organization wise. I'm super grateful to be part of the team. I'm super grateful to be part of everyone here. Stay consistent. Keep knocking it out 5 times a day. I promise you will reach your goals. With that, back to you, Stacey.
Thanks, Bonzi. You are so on the nose. I think it's scary sometimes. People lose sight of why. We get so caught up in how, what, where, all of the things that are really not the drivers of why people get up in the morning. They're not the drivers of the reasons we do what we do. It's just those are all the extra things, right? But those are the things that pull us. Those are the things that we get so bogged down by. And so it's such a great reminder for us to dig in, and especially at the beginning of this month, figure out what is your why? What are the reasons you came here? Reunite yourself with the love that you have for the industry, the people, the products, the co-founders. What is the reason? What is the vision? What is it that you saw? That's what you're sharing with people, you guys. That's what compels people to make decisions. That is what brings people to the table to say yes, is they have the feeling, they get pulled to a vision of something and they feel compelled to say yes. And so Bonzi is so right on that as we're out there sharing this next week, this next month, find your why, share that with people, because that's what will compel them to say yes to you, is when you share the reasons why you said yes, the reasons why you needed to be a part of Shopley. They will then go, okay, well, I trust you because they're your person, right? They're the one person that you can talk to on real talk, right? This is the reason I'm doing this. Whether it's financial, whether it's you need a community, whatever that reason is, when you share that with the people that you love, that will resonate with them. And so it's so important that you're tapping into that as you're out there talking to people. So Thank you so much, Bonzi, for your mindset, for your vision, for the things that you're thinking, and for your leadership. I really appreciate it, and we're really lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Okay, the last thing before we kind of close out today, you guys, is the calendar. So this week, right now, we've got one more opportunity Zoom on Thursday. And then we're done for this week in terms of calls and different things like that. What I would really, really like for you guys to consider doing is scheduling your own personal opportunity Zoom, whether it's with one of your upline leaders. You're more than welcome to ask me to come in and do it. I'd be happy to come in and help run one for you with your team. I'm finishing up all of the slides, and I will share those with you guys. If you want to use the slides for your own opportunity Zooms and run them yourself, you are more than welcome to do so. I'm happy to share that with you and give you guys that as a resource. Then you will have a better result when you run some of them for yourself. The group ones that we're doing are fantastic to kind of plug in, get people on. They get to see the bigger picture of what they're joining. But when they hear from you and see your face on your own personal one, even if it's 2 people, even if it's 5 people, it doesn't necessarily matter, you guys. What they want to hear is they want to hear from you. And so set up your own opportunity Zoom. If you need to use my Zoom link, all of your upline leaders should have a Zoom link as well. We will help you with whatever resources you guys need. Next week, we have the same schedule, but I might be changing the Monday one out. If corporate ends up having something on Monday, we'll pull that one off and we won't have it. If they do have it, what I might transition that one to is actually a vendor conversation. And you can bring different vendors on and we'll talk to them about, and I'm going to keep it very high level macro view of vendors, not necessarily the details of the vendor side of it, because they don't need to know all of the ins and outs and the nitty gritty. It's more about the opportunity. Do they want to become a part of it as a vendor? And then walk them through what that beginning stage process is to get started. One of the announcements last night on the corporate strategy session was that if you're an influencer pro and you want to also have a vendor license from now until the 10th of the month, it is free. It is potentially free for those if they're accepted as a vendor. So you need to make sure it's all the information is in the corporate telegram. You're going to want to email vendor app. So vendor app @shopley.com. It's a much more streamlined process than it was before. All you need to do is just email them. I'd like to be considered to be a beta vendor. Please send me the link to get started. That's literally all that you have to do. And your vendor is going to send that email. And then Shopley will get back to them and send them the links, which is going to be a more of an automated process to upload their forms, upload all of their documents, and to get started as a vendor. So between now and the 10th, they need to send that email if they want to be considered for that vendor license. And the vendor license will be for free, and it'll be a global vendor license that they'll be entitled to. So that is $14.99 that they're saving by becoming an influencer pro. So you want to make sure you talk to vendors. If you have an interest in it, enroll as an influencer pro. Your vendor license for $14.99, the global vendor license will be free. And so they're getting a savings of, what is that, $500 just by becoming an influencer pro. The other change, you guys, is I'm going to push up our call just a little bit to 5:30. We're sneaking later and later for the East Coast people. And so I would like to do it just a little bit earlier so that we can get them off to bed a little bit sooner. Eventually, if we don't have any corporate stuff, we might go at 5 o'clock. We're going to kind of see, but just that'll be a change that will also be reflected on the flyer. But I just want to make sure you guys knew about all of that. And then here, I'll get out the new flyer for this week. Right now, like I said, we have it set for Monday and Thursday. If that changes for any reason, I will let you know that this one's going to be becoming a vendor conversation. If corporate has something on Monday, this one will get pulled off of the schedule and we'll still have the Thursday one. I think that's all that I have. Oh, go ahead, Bonzi.
First of all, I forgot to say happy birthday again and privately to you, Nick. Thank you for your time. Thanks, welcome, and thank you, Stacy. Sorry, back to you.
Oh yeah, no. Yep, happy birthday, Nick. Thanks for spending your birthday with us. We appreciate it.
No, absolutely. And I don't know if is there any more announcements? I'd like to maybe close it out if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So perfect. Hey, like the Kool-Aid man, I don't know, I'm 43 today. So if you guys remember the Kool-Aid man that would bust through a wall, right? He would bust through like maybe a mental barrier. Sorry, I'm in my truck and hold on, let me hit my light. Maybe that helps. Nope, sorry, my battery might be dead. But the Kool-Aid Man, so if everybody can unmute themselves and say, oh yeah on 3, oh yeah on me, because we're busting through that wall. If anything's holding you back, we're going to bust through it as a group. So, oh yeah, everybody unmute yourself. I'm going to give it a couple of seconds. Everybody unmute yourself if you can. Love it. Oh yeah on 3. Sorry, I have 0 light. Oh yeah on me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah!
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Bust through that wall, guys. Keep crushing it.
Nice.
Love you. Thank you so much for helping me spend my birthday. Love you guys. To the moon, baby.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you
Y'all
guys
take
so
care.
much for being on. We'll get the recording up on the Telegram channel. Have a great night, and we'll see you guys this week. Bye.
Thank you.
Awesome. Bye, guys.